Hello and welcome to Opera Guide. I'm Valerie and this is the Week in Opera. We're back after our summer hiatus as the ramp up to the season begins. It's a quiet week. We're right between seasons at the moment, so the summer festivals are running and the big houses are still dark. Most of the news that'll shape the year is a few weeks off yet. So let's look ahead instead, because two things coming this autumn are really worth knowing about, and one of them is happening here in Ireland. Let's start there. If you haven't come across Wexford Festival Opera before, here's what makes it special. It's in a small town on the southeast coast of Ireland, about 20,000 people, and for 75 years, it's staged operas that nobody else will touch, not the famous ones, the forgotten ones. That's the whole point of the place, and it's why people fly in from all over the world every October. This year, it turns 75, and the artistic director, Rosetta Cucci, has built the program around a lovely theme, the best of. One for the head, one for the heart, one for fun. The three main operas split along those lines. There's Mascagni's Iris, which you've probably never heard of, and that's rather the point. Rossini's L'Equivoco Stravagante, which is the fun one. And Prokofiev's The Gambler, after the Dostoevsky story, which brings a harder, more modern edge. But here's the bit I keep coming back to. Wexford is also staging two short operas by Irish composers, The Rose of Castile by Michael Balfe and Much Ado About Nothing by Charles Villiers Stanford. And these are the first works by either of them the festival has ever produced. Think about that for a second. This is a festival whose entire reputation is built on rescuing operas that everyone else has forgotten. Balfe and Stanford were huge in the 19th century. Both Irish, both almost completely dropped from the repertoire since. And it's taken 75 years to get round to the forgotten composers on its own doorstep. I don't say that as a criticism. I actually find it rather moving. Sometimes the things closest to us are the ones we look at last. There's more in the program, too. A community opera called Still, Life, by Elise Ní Riain, which puts the people of Wexford on the stage rather than in the seats, and an anniversary concert bringing back five singers with long histories at the festival: Ermanela Jaho, Daniela Barcelona, Joseph Kaleja, Igor Golovatenko, and Georgi Manoshvili. It runs the 15th to the 31st of October at the National Opera House. If you've never been to Wexford, it's one of the friendliest festivals there is, and a genuinely lovely place to see your first opera. Staying in Ireland for a moment, Kilkenny Arts Festival has a new work coming. Michael Gallen's The Curing Line gets its premiere in a program running the 6th to the 16th of August. Gallen writes in that space where opera, theater, and folk tradition all meet, and a premiere is always worth catching. Now, across the Atlantic, Detroit Opera has announced its coming season. It opens in November with Tosca, which is a wonderful first opera if you're looking for one. Their music director, Roberto Kalb, said something I liked about it, that every work in the season has a distinct reason to be there. That's a higher bar than a lot of companies set for themselves. OperaDelaware's season is the more unusual of the two. It's the first under their new general director, Eric Einhorn. Two main productions at the Grand Opera House, a community production staged at a homeless mission in Wilmington, and some smaller chamber performances, including Spanish Zarzuela. It's a small company doing interesting things with its size rather than apologizing for it. And then there's the Met. The Metropolitan Opera opens on the 22nd of September with a new production of Macbeth, directed by Louisa Prosky, conducted by Yannick Nezet-Seguin, with Quinn Kelsey and Lise Davidson. That's a wonderful cast and a strong start. But there's something worth understanding about the season around it. It's 17 productions, which is the fewest the Met has staged in 60 years. And three familiar favorites, Tosca, La Bohème, and Aida, make up close to 40% of all the performances. It follows a difficult period for them, with layoffs and temporary pay cuts. What does that mean if you're going? Honestly, if you're newer to opera, it's not bad news at all. Those three are among the most approachable pieces ever written, and there'll be plenty of chances to see them. But it does mean fewer of the rarer, stranger works this year, and those are usually the first things to go when money's tight. Meanwhile, Santa Fe Opera is right in the middle of its festival, running through August. Madama Butterfly, a magic flute they've made with Garsington, Eugene Onegin, Handel's Rodelinda, and the American premiere of Tobias Picker's Lily Elbe. The autumn announcements start properly in the middle of August. The Met opens on the 22nd of September. Wexford follows in October, and I'll be here every week to walk you through it. That's the Week in Opera. If you're new here, this is a weekly companion to the art form. What's on, what's been announced, and why any of it matters. No assumed knowledge, ever. Opera is global, alive, and always worth listening to closely.